Hello everyone, welcome to the three-part series of driver programming. In this second part, we will study about UART communication protocol, universal asynchronous reception and transmission. What is the task? We need to make use of UART communication protocol to connect two devices so that two devices can communicate. In our application, PC or laptop is our slave device and PIC32 is our master controller. The final output should be like this. Master is sending data to the PC. Master is sending ASCII letter A and ASCII letter B. That is, PIC32 is sending ASCII letter A and ASCII letter B. This is one part. In the second case, say for instance, slave device sends some data to master. Say for instance, slave sends the ASCII value 1. PIC32 has to manipulate this input value. The controller has to add 1 to the input value. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 2 must be sent back to the slave device. Here we can see the output 2. If I send the input as 3, the controller has to add 1 to it and send the output back to the slave device. If input was 3, the output will be 4 in the terminal. Now let us see how UART communication protocol could be used to achieve this task. The laptop is our slave in this case, and this is our PIC32 controller, and we are using bridge to connect these two devices. This is just a serial USB converter. UART supports full duplex communication. That means transmission and reception can happen simultaneously between master device and a slave device. UART communication protocol needs only 2 wires. It needs only 2 lines. One is for transmission and one more is for reception. PIC32 is our master and laptop is our slave. The transmission pin of PIC32 is connected to the receiver end of slave, and transmission pin of slave is connected to the receiver pin of the master. When we send some data, the other thing has to receive. Similarly, when we send data from slave, the master has to receive. The data transfer rate of UART is something moderate, not too high and not too low. Moreover, we don't need a clock signal for UART, since this is asynchronous type of communication protocol. We don't need a clock. This is a general structure of UART communication protocol. First we will send a start bit. Let us say from master to slave. Master sends a start bit. Then the actual data is sent. The data size could be 5 to 9 bits. In this case we are using 8 bits of data. 8 bits of data will be sent. Then a parity bit. Then we can use a parity bit for simple 1 bit error detection. Finally, we will send 1 or 2 stop bit. Before sending, the idle state is typically logic high. The data transmission starts, that is the start bit happens when logic high becomes logic low. This is our start bit. Data transmission take place once the logic level becomes low to high and maintains a state. That is the indication that we have reached the stop bit. Prerequisites: we need our master, PIC32 development board. Datasheet and reference manual is needed to understand the controller. I strongly recommend you to read the UART section in the reference manual. Reference manual has got more information than the condensed datasheet. And IO expander for our master and IO expander pin diagram of this IO expander board. Read section 21 in the reference manual. And we need USB to UART bridge CP2102. Depending on the operating system, you need to install CP2102 drivers. Finally, we need a Termite application or any other serial port terminal. I am using Termite. I found it very useful and it's very simple. The purpose of this application is send and receive serial data from PIC32 to general purpose computer. We are using a laptop, and we need to get data from the general purpose computer to our PIC32 microcontroller with the use of UART protocol. Now let us see the pin connections. This diagram is given in the document of DM32002. Here we can see this is J10 and this is J11. In J11, pin 41 is for reception and pin 43 is for transmission. So you need to connect the transmission pin to the reception pin of the slave, and you need to connect the reception pin of master to the transmission pin of the slave. One more thing to note, we are connecting to a bridge, so you need to connect TX of controller to the RX of the bridge, RX of the controller to the TX pin of the bridge. That is all about the connection. And of course you need to connect the USB to the laptop. Now let us see the implementation part. Go through the datasheet and reference manual for more information about the inner working of the device. UART transmitter block. In the master configuration, we will set the mode of UART. Configuring UART on PIC32. The UART module is enabled by setting the on bit. In the main function, I am calling config UART function. Now let us see the implementation of config UART. Here X stands for the number. There are multiple UART pins present in the controller. I am using the first. Initially I am setting the baud rate. The baud rate table is given in the datasheet. You can read the datasheet for more information. Here we can see in the UX mode register, the 15th bit is UART enable bit. You need to enable this bit in order to enable the UART. Once enabled, UX transmission and UX reception pins are configured as output and input. Output is for transmission and input is for reception. The UX TX pin is at logic 1 when transmission is not taking place. That is, the ideal state of UART is logic high. This is pretty much what we needed for the configuration. Note that UART transmission enable bit should not be set until the on bit has been set. Otherwise, UART transmission will not be enabled. In order to send data, we will load data into U1 transmission register. In our example, in the main function, we are sending the ASCII value A and ASCII value B. Once we send data to this function, our data is loaded into U1 TX register, UART transmission register. Data will be sent. This data will be sent to the slave device. We are done with the first part, that is sending data from PIC32 to the slave device, which is our laptop. In our second task, we need to receive data from the slave device, and again we can print the data back to the slave device. We need to input data from PC or laptop to our controller PIC32. So what we need to do is we need to increment the input value to 1. If I send 40, the output should be 41. Let us see the implementation of receive data. The return type is unsigned character. In the while loop, in the infinite while loop, we are waiting for the input. Once the interrupt is raised internally as input, we will store the data sent by the slave device. The input data will be stored in U1 reception register that we will store in a variable, and we will increment the input data. If the input data is 10 plus plus is equal to 11. Now we will come out of the loop. Finally, return the received data. Once we receive data, we will store in a local variable and we will send back data to the slave device for output. We can see the output in the terminal. I am using 40 MHz for peripheral bus. So this is our final output. First we print the ASCII A and ASCII B. Then we will receive data from slave to our master. We will increment the value by 1. Then we will send the incremented value back to the slave for output. Here we can see we sent the input 1. The output is 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. This video is presented by Avari Technologies. Please do hit subscribe button to get more content. Thank you.